Okay, let's just get this over with. Alright, we're doing this. Hello, welcome. Um, Stage fright. It's fine, it's okay. So I'm gonna be doing Journey Beyond the Abyss. It is a story-driven hardcore mod pack developed by austinsupercar. I am playing on the most recent version, 2.4.4. This is my first time doing anything of this nature, apart from some stuff I did back a long time ago, but I get nervous doing this sort of stuff. Um, I'm going to be moving sort of fast because I'm going to be playing on one life. So let me just go over here real quick. If you want a more, I guess, thoughtful, slower pace playthrough, I recommend you go check out 12th Century Fox. I'm going to link his playlist of this series down in the description. And yeah, that covers the basic stuff. Oh yeah, definitely not. I'm definitely nervous. I can. Okay. So, moving on. I'm gonna be playing on One Life. Let's go and get that out of the way, I suppose. Checkmark, playlist. One life. If I die, I don't know exactly what happens, but I'm gonna assume it works like hardcore, where I just die and the world is over. That's it. So let's confirm. Yep, one life. Okay, so the immediate objective is to get to the end and get this heart. Until I get this heart, I can't do anything dangerous. That heart will make it so that I don't die a horrible, horrible death. We're just going to take these things. I want to move quickly. I want to get to the island west of here before nighttime hits, because when it hits, doom. Mainly because I'll freeze to death. I do find I could get a tinder going here, hide in that little crevice right there at the base. But I find it easier just to go over there and sleep out the night. So we will do that quickly. Just loot this real quickly for all the early wood. And then move on. I'm just trying to think what else. I think that's it. I guess I'll talk about myself. I've done recording before, but it is definitely not my forte. I am very nervous. However, I have played enough of this mod pack to ultimately decide that I want to showcase it and share it with the rest of the world, I guess. Because I enjoy it that much. So yeah, that's basically it. So right now, I'm just gonna go head over there, get everything set up in a more secure, safe environment where I can just sleep whenever, so I don't have to deal with mobs. The mobs in this mod pack are nothing to scoff at. There is a mod, I think it's called Binization 3 or something like that, and it adds diseases, and mobs can carry diseases, so fighting or getting attacked by mobs is generally an unfun experience because you'll become diseased with whatever the mob had, and then it will infect items in your inventory, and then makes them not be able to stack, which is horrible. So I learned when I initially played this that you do not want to have that happen because it makes inventory management a nightmare, and while we're in the primitive stage, as I would call it, we're going to want to maximize inventory space. I'm already freezing to death. I might take a little bit of damage upon reaching the shore. I want to avoid that side of the shore because over there is some sort of boss mob, an air whale, narwhale, something. It's a big whale and it's hostile, so that's cool. It'll kill you. I think it'll just like insta-kill me. I haven't been attacked by it. I've seen it. It has some sort of weird render distance, so it's like right there. That's cool. That's cool. Thinking. don't know what the eggs are. That's right. So, yeah, mobs. Mobs are bad. Mobs are horrible. This is the starting village. We are going to be living here for a very, very long time. That's the forest to the south of the island I'm on. That island sucks. Sorry, that forest sucks. I don't like that forest. We stay away from the forest. There are custom mobs, as you can see. And down there are some horrible custom mobs that will kill me. They won't affect me, thank God for that, but they will kill me, so that sucks. So we're gonna come in here. We're gonna talk to Chief Questmaster. I'm going to let you guys read it. I'm not gonna read it. Sort of nervous. So screw it. Fine, I'll read it. Where am I? You're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean? Then how do I get home? We're all stranded here, so I don't see how we could be of any help. Maybe I could just burn down that forest to signal a passing boat or plane. Yeah, good luck with that. There hasn't been a single airplane or boat sighting since our ancestors first landed here, with the exceptions of a few ghost ships spotted just offshore. What about the oil rig? That thing has been abandoned for years. I guess that's where I came from. Well, I guess I came over here for nothing. Do you know what the rig was used for? Actually, it was a research station built by our ancestors from the remains of the very ship that brought us here. Research station? Our ancestors were scientists and engineers on board a research vessel returning home from its most recent expedition. About halfway home, they ran into a storm and the engines were damaged, setting the ship adrift. After about 3 years of being adrift, the ship finally crashed into this island, and the passengers decided to settle here. 5 years after settling here, one of our fishermen stumbled upon a strange trench, and some of the scientists decided to use the remains of the former research vessel to build a dedicated research platform for studying the trench and its mysteries. Why did they want to research the trench? I don't know what they were researching, but my father told me the entire team went missing after about a year into the project. Missing? I currently live on that platform, and you're telling me that people went missing? From what my dad told me, they attempted to dive into the trench, and not one of them returned. So if they were researching something interesting, is there any way for me to find out what they were working on? Okay. There's an abandoned building in the forest that you were going to burn that scientists used as an archive. Maybe you could look in there for clues. Report back to me if you find anything. You might find the need to hire a few guards to help you search the place. Okie dokie. Okay, so we're going to be living here for the most part. We're going to punch a hole in the roof because apparently there's not enough lighting here, and mobs will spawn there. I've had it so that they have absolutely just spawned inside here and infected me. I think a Bounty killed me one time. It was horrible. Evidently, you can see that I am not going into this mod pack completely blind. I have not played it through completely. I'd say I got through... what would that be classified as? That'd be classified as late, early game, I'd say. Probably very beginning of mid-game. But judging by the quest log... where is it? There's like 12 chapters. I got to 5. Ooh, background's new from when I last played. That's neat. So I got to here. I got sort of into forestry, very beginnings of forestry, and then I stopped playing. I have not gone further than that, so I am blind. Anything past chapter 5, I am blind to. I would respectfully request that any of you that are watching that know more about the later stages of this mod pack, please don't spoil it. If you want to give me tips or tricks that are relevant to what I'm currently doing, or is still within the scope of where I'm at in the mod pack, that would be appreciated. I definitely would very appreciate it. But when it comes to like, you should go over here because there's a secret, or you should go over this way because there's this secret structure, and it's got all these sorts of things. You should do that to get yourself a leg up. Please don't do that. I prefer to experience it and find it on my own. So with that said, the first steps are going to be going through the mod pack, the very first quest line. We'll look at that in just a second. Let's get the inventory settled. I'm going to base right here. We're going to be living in this area for quite a bit. In fact, when I played through, I never left this area. This is going to be our home. These wandering NPCs, there's 4 of these guys that are named. We're going to cage them eventually because they will wander off and they will go wander off into the ocean. I've played this pack long enough that eventually the local population just sort of disappeared. That was cool. Very cool. We'll do that. I don't need flashlight. Flashlight's almost completely useless. We'll read the book that I started with on the little dinghy. Seems to be a personal log. I've been adrift for over a year now, currently running out of supplies. If I don't find land soon, I probably won't last much longer. Sorry, my dog is freaking out. She is prone to do that, so if you can hear that, I do apologize. I don't think it's picking up, but if it is, I apologize. She just does this randomly. Nighttime's coming. We will be going to sleep and using the bed in there habitually. So another thing this mod pack features is game stages. Just dog again. What this means is that some items, for example, like the egg. Okay, that was strange. Okay. You don't know how to use this yet. You need the stage stone. So what that means is that as I progress through the mod pack, more stages will become unlocked. I'll know what more items are. So right now, don't know what the egg is. Can I use the egg? I can use it for things, but I don't know what the stage is. So at the end of the first chapter, it will unlock the Stone Age. And it will do that for every chapter. There are special books. We don't know of any yet. I'm pretty sure they'll be unlocked in the game stage 0 stone. But that ruin that he was talking about, it's like down here-ish. We're going to be going there. We're going to have to get 4 books, if I recall, and it's not going to be a fun time. I'm going to want an additional life. There's a chance we straight up die, so that's cool. Trying to think. That basically covers it, so for right now, let's just progress. So I just need to grab some plant fiber. I don't know what seeds are. Heaven forbid I know what seeds are. Gonna grab some of this plant fiber. Okay. Go over here, clean out this area. We're going to be utilizing this area. Trying to think. There might be some periods where there's some dead space while I think of what to do, or don't have anything to comment on. So in this early stage, there's a thing called primitive crafting. It's where I cannot use the crafting menu right here. So if I try to do this, nothing's going to come out because it's locked. I don't know why that's a thing. Honestly, I don't think it serves any purpose, but that's how the mod pack is, and that's what we're going to work with. So in order to use this, you click an item, right? And in order to make it, you hold down Shift and then left click, and it makes the thing you need in your inventory. Maybe it's a convenience thing for other people. I just find it to be sort of irrelevant, redundant. She's losing her mind. It's probably someone walking their own dog, and she's like, "Oh no, heaven forbid! Someone walked their dog in front of my territory. Oh no!" Glorious. Any case, again, I apologize, but that's coming through. So we're gonna make these drying racks. Take the quest reward. There's also dynamic trees on this island. The trees in the forest down there are not dynamic trees. They're the normal trees, but we're going to be working with dynamic trees because it's easier to harvest them in bulk. So we're just going to plant a couple of these all around, get a nice small little forest going. Because we will be burning through trees eventually. So moving on, let's dry some fiber off. Ooh, I expect. Yeah, okay. Sometimes the mod pack will do that, where it'll just hitch. I don't know why. Doesn't seem to cause any major issues. And unfortunately, there's a lot of grinding in this mod pack. I really do like this mod pack because it sort of illustrates progressing through the ages of human development, while also having like an end goal, a story. So it helps guide your end objectives. Instead of like, oh yeah, I'm progressing through the human ages, just for the sake of progressing through the human ages, rather than yeah. Let me get comfortable. I'm gonna be here for a bit. I also, another feature I really like about this mod pack is that as you progress through the ages, the different stages, this drying process will become easier. For example, once we hit the next age, we'll get access to the drying rack. This thing, instead of having to wait like 30 seconds or something like that for these things to dry individually, they would take like literally like a second each, and you can mass produce dried fiber. And then as you progress further and further in the mod pack, things like that become easier to manufacture. So what would normally have been taking a long time to manufacture, it becomes really easy to manufacture. It's like, oh, I remember when that was really expensive to make. Now it's basically nothing to make. So we're going to try and blitz through this first chapter, because I can't really do anything. Like, that structure down there, I'm not even going to remotely attempt to try and go into it until we have an extra life, because the chances that I die in there are real, and if I die, well, right back to the very beginning. So that's going to suck. Alright, so twine. We just need 4, so we can take this. We're going to craft all of these into twine, because as far as I know, there's no use for plant fibers apart from that. Well, from the pit kiln and straw, but I could just get straw from drying. Oh, yeah, don't know what that is, but I'll know what it is soon. So, moving on. Gonna get some twine, compressed sticks, 2 sticks, and some twine. I'm trying to think. Twine, that's right. You can dry that into sticks. We're just gonna do that because it's convenient as of right now. I don't exactly have a shortage of plant fiber. While that dries, we're just going to do this. Clean out this area. We will definitely be expanding into this area eventually here soon. Heaven forbid I know what a flower is. We will know what all the things are soon here. I just keep them. General thumb in any modded Minecraft playthrough: do not toss anything. Hoard. Minecraft teaches you to be a hoarder. That's for sure. It might have a use. Do I know what the use is? No. But it might. Just keep doing that, keep checking on that. Eventually, we will move out of the village. We're going to be relying on the villagers for a bit of our early game stuff. Specifically cobblestone. Cobblestone's been reworked. And it's cheaper overall in terms of time and resource cost to simply buy my cobblestone and actual stone from the village than to try and manufacture it myself. So we'll be mostly trading with the villagers for that. Trying to think. And so it got me thinking when I realized that you could do that instead of trying to make it yourself because it's way faster. There's the sticks. That perhaps they have better trades later on as well. And unfortunately, this village, it needs... Oh, okay. It's like, when in the world was that? One of the saplings died. Unfortunate, but it sometimes happens. So I was also thinking, okay, what else could they have later on? And for them to progress, they need some iron. Other than that, they just stay stagnant. So eventually, we will try to give them some iron and see what else they can develop into. Maybe they will have cheap trades for iron later. I don't know. General rule of thumb, we're just going to see that. And Yeah. I'm trying to think. Gonna keep going through this. That's right, I'm poor. Yep, we're just gonna have to be grinding this. I don't want to use my wood, because we will not be using these crude drying racks for very long. I don't want to really waste the wood. Yeah, waste the wood. Sure, wood's very rare. You can't get a hold of that easily. I'm cheap. We won't be using these very long, and I'd rather spend the slight amount of time it takes to let them dry out. I don't care. It is not worth it to me. And I can also just walk around and talk, so that's cool too. What else? That's mainly it. There's nothing really to talk about. As we progress further, of course, there will be more things to talk about. But right now, we're just waiting for fibers to dry. It is amazing. It is glorious. It is definitely not at all tedious, but, well, that's sort of what I really like about this mod pack as well, because this is the early days. This is like, you know, the baby stages. Like, I know nothing. I don't have to do anything. I have this crude pickaxe, which this thing is truly terrible. It is a horrible tool, but it is a tool. It is better than my no tools. So we'll be using crude tools for the foreseeable future. I really like, again, how this mod pack mimics that. I am caveman era, like unga bunga, stick tied to rock. I know nothing. I know nothing better. I am simple. It is glorious. And then we'll advance eventually into the Stone Age, and then stone will be the greatest thing ever. I mean, this is technically Stone Age, but we'll have better stone instead of weak stone. Real stone. Think about it. So, moving on, we're going to make some kindling. There is a temperature system. That's what I was talking about. And you probably saw it on the way here as I was about to freeze to death. This initial chapter is sort of teaching you how to not freeze to death. The advent of fire in human history. The very, very first stage of civilization. Nighttime approaches. I'm mostly going to be monitoring the top right corner, where it says sunset, as well as looking at the sun and noticing that it's getting darker. Again, we're going to be sleeping religiously. Ooh. Okay, it's like, what, almost half the saplings all dying? We got some good candidates right here and here, but it's a little larger. I'm going to leave that one. I don't know if they come back. Actually, they might come back. I might be killing them for no reason. Whatever, we'll see. Either it comes back or it doesn't, and it stays dead. So moving on. Kindling. I am sort of nervous as well. That's why I'm sort of rushing things. I'm sure once I get used to this, I sort of like even out. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the norm now. I can do this. This is fine. I've done this 100 times, but we're at that stage of me recording where I'm just like, ooh, haven't done this before. Really wigged out. Good times, good times. I want you to come back. So we're gonna get Tinder. Oh shoot! I had no idea we had a heart here. So we get 2 hearts from this chapter. Oh, that is so good. Any more? No, but we get apples. That's cool. Hi, buddy. Tinder. That's right. Kindling. Do this, and then do this. Oh, that's a stage advancement. Hey, inventory crafting. So that's why I don't really understand why inventory crafting is like not a thing, because you get access to it like immediately. We're going to be using that. We're not going to be using this. Again, other people might find it convenient, but I prefer the good old inventory crafting method. So cool. We know how to craft things in our inventory, the basic requirement for any Minecrafter. So we're gonna have to go get some gravel. This is not gravel. Well, I mean, it is technically, but it's a gravel road from the millionaire. So we can't dig that up. Also, I wouldn't want to dig it up because I actually like the village relatively intact. I think this is real gravel, but we're not going to dig that up. There's plenty of gravel just down here. So we're just going to go to the bottom over here and just dig up gravel like this. We're going to get 4 pieces of flint. I think that's all we really need. You can also see that it has a sub-nautica mod, so you have like peepers and stuff, acid mushrooms. You even have the O2 meter down there, which I find interesting. It also makes me extremely worried that eventually one day I will encounter a Reaper Leviathan and it will all of a sudden not be a very good day at all. I am definitely afraid that that might be a thing. I've never encountered one yet. If it does exist, I am afraid. So that's cool. Ooh, birch. That's cool. I can get nice seeds. Oh, hey, see? Discovering things even now, after playing for so long. Create all sorts of saplings. Are we gonna get all 4 flint from this one deposit? Nope. Too much to hope for. Heal up. We're gonna want to get on top of that because that thing is constantly emitting pollution from those smokestacks. You don't see it now, but it'll be coming out in just a second. I think while I'm in the village center, it's not within my render distance. I play at a render distance of 10 because, my personal opinion, I think that there's no real point to having a higher render distance than that. Well, I've heard people say to the contrary. I mean, I don't need like 12 or heaven forbid 16. It's just like, what am I going to do with that render distance? So moving on. Is it producing yet? That's strange. I haven't produced anything yet. That's a good sign. We got the flint that we need. We're gonna head back before we freeze to death. Grabbed a little bit of extra too, so that's nice. Also, by going to sleep so early, we keep all these animals alive. So I'm pretty sure in this mod pack that the hostile mobs attack these animals, because I've had all these things just die eventually. Hasn't been me. I didn't kill them, but they died, so that was cool. There is a barn to the south, next to the big massive wheat field. I'm not sure if we saw that, but you can see it on the map. That's a big massive wheat field. That white thing is the barn, and it's got all different animal types around. Those animals are going to be precious. We're going to protect them with our lives. Preferably not with our lives, actually, because I don't have many of those. Only 2. So, moving on. I'm going to craft a crude hammer using the tinder that we just had. I have the compressed stick. We're going to use normal rocks because that's the easiest. There we go, crude hammer. We will see what that's used for in just a second here. Collect the rewards. We'll take the axe. The axe is simpler to make. Hallelujah. Basic tools. Oh, nice. So the crude axe, well, it's terrible than a stone axe. It does still have the 9 attack damage. So this is actually a really good weapon. Apart from the fact that durability is only 32, which means it's terrible in that regard. But it can kill things. Ah, okay, so it did come back. So I murdered those saplings for no reason. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. It's fine. Some saplings must die. I mean, they were gonna die when I chopped them down for wood anyways. So that's cool. I don't know if this is a dynamic trees thing or not, but once these things get to a certain size, they'll start dropping acorns naturally, and then they'll start expanding forests. I will have to keep an eye out for that. I definitely had some issues with that, because then it became a spawning ground for mobs. That was bad. All sorts of mobs spawning in my forest. We're going to make some very basic flint, effectively. Flint and steel. It's going to be a basic fire starting tool. Thinking. Yeah, okay. Do that. What was it again? Rock, okay. This will allow us to create basic fires. So that's cool. I don't even need iron to get access to fire starting capabilities. Fire in this mod pack, though, burns very fast. So if I were to, I don't know, light like this grass on fire, the fire would spread and like engulf the entire village. Or if I lit like any of this wood on fire, the entire castle, quote unquote, would burn to the ground. It's Yes, yes, I did have that happen. Wasn't even for me. I think it was a mob that did it. So I didn't even burn it down. A mob was like fighting one of the local guards around here. Yeah, you can see all of them down there. They were fighting, and then somehow it caught the wood on fire, and then the entire castle burned to the ground. I was like, ah, great. I wasn't living there or anything. Thanks. So that's cool. So we will be, if we do start fires, we're going to start them away. We'll do it like in the middle of the field with no flammables around whatsoever, because fire is no joke in this mod pack. We will now make the chopping block. This is why we're going to need a lot of the wood. Unfortunately, we're in the early stages, so our efficiency on wood, like getting planks from wood, is not good. So what we can do with the chopping block, yeah, see, you can do it like 2 and then get like one plank for an oak wood. It's not a very good ratio. It's raining. It's pretty terrible, but it's all we have. So, I mean, we could cannibalize the village for wooden planks, but I like the village. So in this mod pack, weather means a thing. Occasionally, every once in a while, a tornado will form. It's very rare in this mod pack that it will like stray into the village and like onto me, but I have had it happen before. If we get caught by a tornado, that's death. That thing is going to lift us up in the sky, and unless we're over the ocean, when it releases us, we're going to fall, we're going to die, and that will be that. Let's go. I don't know what bread is. Any case, moving on. When I'm going to be keeping an eye on the storm when it eventually hits the stage where it will turn into a tornado, because it's like your warning that it's coming. I will sort of be around here for the most part. I won't be going down, because again, if that tornado, if the random chance that it like spawns and comes to me and lifts me up, that's a life gone, and we only have 2, so I cannot afford it. Now you can hear the wind picking up. It's about to. I don't think it's formed just yet. We'll see it form in just a second. Looks like it's forming over there, or maybe it has. Oh, it might be up. Oh, it's up now. Okay, yeah, you can see where it goes into a cone shape. So it's very far out there in the ocean right now. We're just gonna keep an eye on that. Again, I've only ever, I think in like the, I think it's like over 100 hours plus. I've only had it ever pick me up once. But again, we just can't afford that. In any case, the night approaches. 10:26, baby. There we go. It's really sad that I know the exact minute that we can go to sleep at. Again, mobs are no joke. We do not want mobs. We will be avoiding mobs until further notice. We're just not gonna let them get spawned in, because then they'll start killing everything. And I've had this entire village become an absolute like battleground as a result. So moving on. We're gonna get this reward. We're gonna get this reward because I already got this from breaking the roofs to prevent spawns. Wood chips are a byproduct of me chopping wood over here, so we're just gonna do that. Go. Yep, single plank. We'll do this until we get some wood chips as a byproduct, and there we go. You can see it right there. Right click on it, get a pile of wood chips. Yoink. Get that. So all these water bottles that we're getting, back in an early version of this mod pack, there was water. Apparently, Austin Supercar got rid of that for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but it might be some sort of late game thing that I'm not realizing that was like remarkably inconvenient or something. And the water bottles from that era are still in the crest rewards. I guess they were never taken out. I don't really mind. I can't make bottles, period. I don't even know how to make the water bottle or the bottles themselves. So I'll take early glass. Absolutely. We're going to do a little bit of inventory management here. What can I throw away? We'll just throw that. I don't know what that is. That's my food. Do that. Do this. Craft this up into something useful. These things are falling. Sometimes when almost always when the storm forms, hail will start falling from the sky. If they actually hit you, they'll cause some damage. Not enough for me to care though. But it's just something that's a little neat. We want to make ash. Yep, there you go. I just got hit by a piece of hail. Oh, that's nothing to scoff at actually. It's like a fourth of my hit points. Okay, we do care about the hail. we do care. Great, lovely. Interesting. We get access to shears in the next stage. Sorry, I'm planning ahead right now. There are several things that I'm going to want to do for this one life. Oop, there you can see it. The storm has hit its highest phase, and it's still out there, even though it's not raining or anything, but it's pretty far out there. And it's going that way. It will not be a threat anymore, I don't think. But occasionally those will form, and we'll just have to keep an eye on them and be like, okay, are we in danger? If not, yay. If so, okay, we are going to make a campfire, because I need to have a basic source of cooking. Where are we going to have the campfire? We're just going to have the campfire over here, and I guess this will be my burning pit area thing. I don't know. All fire-related things are going to be happening in this section of the village. Yes. Yes. I can use these logs. The fire pit itself, like the campfire I'm going to be making, it doesn't actually light things on fire, so that's nice. But it will allow me to have basic cooking of food. And I'm going to... Oh, I don't know that yet, do I? Yeah, okay. We're going to be turning the apples into cooked apples, though, eventually here. To get a little bit of food from them, so let's just put that in there. I'm trying to think. We need that. Do I need the ash for anything else, or do I just need the one? It's just the one. So we're going to be making a work table, so we will not have a crafting table for a while. We will be using the work table, which is from Pyrotech, which is what all this is. All this for Pyrotech. It's like the primitive crafting mod of choice. That's right, I was going down here to get some sticks. Now that we have these trees growing, we can do this for easy sticks. Oh, okay, we must have, what was it? Buildcraft. Buildcraft uses the basic vanilla stick for, like as an inspection tool or something, I think. So that's cool. Buildcraft is a thing then. So there we go, plenty of sticks, so much easier to get a hold of sticks that way. We're going to make the thing now. Brain fart, brain fart, brain fart, twine. Yes. Do that, we need the tinder. Set it up over here. We're going to stock it with some logs. Just do 4 right now. If we were, I think if we're close to it, and then if we have an enclosed space, it would heat us up. I don't know if it's just... Oh no, we're heating up. Even though it's not on. Oh, yeah, that's right. 12th Century Fox in his playthrough. Apparently there's a bug with the this little campfire, where if you were just place the tinder down, don't even have logs on it, it would heat you up naturally, as if it were on. Well, it's supposed to be a thing, but okay, I guess. So we're going to make some, come on. Cool. Gonna make some ash from that, get another batch of this going. Waste not, whatnot. We're going to stand away from it, because it's actually overheating me, and I don't want to die to this. I can die from being overheating as well. There's a mod pack that I played, Forever Stranded, and the premise of that mod pack is that you're on like an airliner, and it crashed in the middle of the desert, or no wait, not airliner, spaceship. Oh crud, I forgot these things burn. We're going to do this, reclaim it. And in that mod pack, you are on you've crash landed on a desert planet, and you're just supposed to try and survive and eventually escape. And overheating in that mod pack is actually what killed me quite a bit in that mod pack. Um, Good mod pack. Definitely recommend it if you're looking for a. I'd say, yeah, I guess it'd be a hardcore experience. So there's the work table. So this functions like a crafting table in the sense that I have the 3x3 crafting slot. However, it requires more of a hands-on approach. For example, I don't know, I wanted to make something, and this recipe was this, right? I would do it like this. I would take the hammer and then right-click it until it's crafted. This, unfortunately, will be our friend for the foreseeable future until we get a real crafting table. I think this is the only mod pack that I've ever played where when I got the crafting table, I was actually so happy to have a normal vanilla crafting table. It's so sad, actually. Crying tears of joy for the normal vanilla crafting table. The things you take for granted. Oh, when we get stone tools, it'll be like that too. Not the first reaction I had to that, where it was just like crouch and praise and like thank God finally. But no. Moving on, we're going to get this stage unlocked. I think we're probably gonna call the episode there because this is very easy to get a hold of. Some twine and some logs. That's all we need. So this will be very easy. The raft, as you can see, I swam over here. Swimming's actually faster. And being on the raft doesn't even prevent you from getting wet and therefore freezing. So we're just going to make this raft and we're going to completely ignore it afterwards because swimming's just faster. Welcome to the Stone Age. Yippee. Well, that's been me. Good luck, everyone, in your day-to-day lives. I hope I could provide you with some form of entertainment as I struggle and flail and be overall awkward. And hopefully this will be a long-running series, and I will complete it, and hopefully won't lose my 2 lives in the dungeon to the south, because that's coming up, like, right now. In pretty much, not the next one, but next couple of videos. It's coming up. We're going to be going there very soon, because unfortunately it's mandatory, and it will be horrible. Before I do that, we're going to take the heart. We're going to use it. A beautiful 3 lives. I've got 2 chances to do that dungeon and not die. Amazing. Goodbye. See you next time.